Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. Make sure to hit the like button on your way in. And as of right now, we're about to go into the topic. And the topic is toxic men putting women against each other. And on the real, I see how and I'm going to say it. I see how toxic men put women of all races against each other. It's a divide and conquer strategy. Their strategy is to say, "Oh, this woman is better than the other one. Oh, is this woman treats me right better than the other one ever did." And at the end of the day, the toxic men who put women against each other, they're the ones who help put down the self-esteem of women, of all women, basically. But here's the thing. I've seen I've seen a to be honest with you, I've seen this happen when it comes to black men dating outside of their race. Now, I know there are exceptions. The majority of the time, you know, it's always the black men who have disdain for the women in their own group. And then comes the biracial children of that union. And all of a sudden, I'm seeing videos not only on YouTube but on TikTok with biracial girls coming out and talk about how racist their white side of the family is, and how their white moms always be friends with black men, but they never be friends with black women. Now, there are those who do be friends with black women. And there is and again, and it's not just happening with white women. No. It's happening with all races of women. And the thing of it is, here's the thing: I'm not against interracial marriage or anything like that. But it seems to me there's always black men. Not all, but most of them do it because of their disdain for black women. I'm not blind. I'm not blind to what's going on. And and again, I want to thank the, the angry biracial, for speaking out and everything, because at the end of the day, I think their voices should be heard as well. Because again, there are biracials who have stories of how their white mothers have been this and that, be treating them and everything. Again, and I realized that there are those who have you know good experiences, but the thing of it is, you can't gaslight the biracials of the white women and black men marriages who have been treated bad. You can't. And I believe that's why the angry biracial is having his videos taken down. That's why I believe. Because when he points out the truth, all of a sudden it's like, his videos get deleted and everything else. But a black man can spew hate speech against the women in the community. And if a black man stands up for the black woman, all of a sudden he's called a simp. What I'm saying is that toxic men are putting women against each other. And and again, I have woken up to it. Uh, and I'm gonna show you guys a video of a white woman that can explain it more than better than I can. Um, and again, I would love to have a conversation with her one of these days. I would truly love to have a conversation with her, because the white lady I'm about to show you a video of, who is speaking truth. Trust me. And she's a nice person. She has a biracial daughter, and her black ex husband has not only been treating her wrong, but he's been treating his biracial daughter wrong, cutting off her head. And here's the thing. When you hear black men say, you know, and this is black men who, praise other races of women, why do they not show when a black man does something wrong? to his biracial daughter. I mean, I literally don't get it. It's like they trying to hide the bad side of it. They're trying to hide it. And that's why when a white woman speaks up on her experience, guess what happens? They say, oh, you chose wrong. Oh, this and that and the third. What's going on is the manipulation tactics. That's what's going on. Pure deep, flat out, you know, just, it's a flat out manipulation tactic. It is. The top, and that's the thing about, see, toxic men want women to bow to them. That's what they want. They really want it. They want women to bow to them with no exceptions. None whatsoever. And yeah, the toxic men, oh, they are violent. They are violent. And they get their cues from the red pill. They're getting their cues on how to, control a woman, or how to, do this and that. But when the woman says she don't want to be with him anymore, that's when the manipulation comes in. That's where it comes in. You know, and you know, again, I would love to have a conversation one of these days with Chris K, because she is, telling the truth on, certain things. She is, and again, like I said, her black husband, who is a Hebrew Israelite, he not only treats her bad, but he treats their biracial daughter bad. And I hope Miss Chris K it gets custody of her child, because I think it was about 2 years ago, or maybe a couple of years, when she said that, when she said, I believe, because I think it was on Miss Elite's channel, I think. Yeah, it was. But yeah, at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, I'm just going to say it, toxic men are putting women against each other. And the thing of it is, only those who will succumb to it, and only those who want to fight over a toxic man will be the one, you know, and that's the thing too. Fighting over a man, that will eventually get one of the women killed. I mean, unalived. My bad. Sorry. It will it will eventually lead to that. So why would anybody want to compete for a toxic man? Why? Why would anybody want to compete for a toxic man? And that's something that these red pillars don't understand. But they understand, they just want to ignore it. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show the video that I was talking about. And let me know if y'all can hear it. And here we go. Myself, something I noticed is that a lot of clear women and men of color have a lot in common. So for thousands of years, clear women did not raise their children. Women of color raised clear women's children, even nursed their children, which is why so many clear women have no maternal instinct and lack empathy and emotional intelligence and don't seem to really want to be bothered with their children and are not really nurturers, right? And it's another reason why so many clear people are drug addicts or homeless or messed up or have narcissistic mothers, and why society is doing the way it is. And it sounds a lot like someone else, who has no empathy or emotional intelligence, who's narcissistic and psychopathic and doesn't want to be bothered with their children and doesn't like raising their kids. But I digress. Clear women have a lot of Stockholm syndrome too. Clear men the same way. Men of color have a lot of Stockholm syndrome to clear men, right? And of course, clear women get clear privilege, which a lot of them know if they give it up, such as being woke or an N word lover, or even going as far as having a biracial child with a clear womb that belongs to a clear man to reproduce for his race. She knows she's going to have to pay the toll and she will lose her privilege in society, right? If she goes against massa. And men of color really like having a proximity to clearness, right? Because they want to feel powerful. And a lot of them have Stockholm syndrome from the breaking. And even back in slavery days, there was a lot of triangulation where some of the clear men and slave owners would treat different slaves differently. Like, say a slave was a good fighter, say a slave was a good singer, say certain slaves had different talents, they would be treated differently, right? And of course, above women of color, absolutely. You already know women of color were always at the bottom of the totem pole. So clear women and men of color were given these privileges that were slightly, above women of color, right? Which made them feel a little bit more important and superior. Even though women of color are the ones who are raising both of their fucking children for thousands of years, right? And it's funny how they try to paint women of color as the drug addict, ratchet mother, right? Who's the bad one who abuses her children, when it tends to be clear women, right? And how colonizers actually introduced child abuse to society in the first place, right? Right. So it's a learned behavior by clear people. And it seems both clear women and men of color have no concern about anything but self. Now, now what she said was what she said was true about about white women and black men can behave similar. And she has another video about male worship is worse in white women versus, black women. And here's the thing. I've seen videos of, young white women coming out and saying how their mothers were pygmies. I'm starting to see every race of woman saying this. I've been seeing black women saying this, but now I'm seeing almost every race of woman saying this. And yeah, here's another thing. When toxic men, you know, uh, puts women against each other, saying who's better and everything, it's like, and it's like, different. It's like you can't win with toxic men. It's like you can't win with them at all. And here's another video of the same white woman who says white women and black women are common. Here's another one. And yes, do you know why that is? Because the way the black community and black women coddle black men is the same way white women have been coddled in society. Because black women always had to work. Black women weren't ever able to just stay home. Black women didn't have nannies. They were the nanny. The black women were working for the white woman. And back in the day, if you looked at a white woman the wrong way, God forbid, Emmett Till, white women have always been treated like little, delicate, angelic, sweet flowers, damsels in distress, while black women, since they're born, are treated like adults and expected to be more mature than their age and take on more responsibility and be stronger than they should be. Even as little girls, black women aren't allowed to actually be a little girl. There's always such high expectations and standards on black women, even when they're little girls, compared to white girls who are actually usually able to be a little girl. Seen as how black men are coddled in the black community due to male worship by the women who coddle the black men. White women are coddled in society. White women are coddled by the white community, but they're mainly coddled by the whole society. And black men are coddled by the black community, while black women are expected to do more than black men and take on more and be responsible for black men as well. Everything is the black woman's fault. The black man never gets accountability, just like the white woman never has to take accountability. White women didn't have to work. They always had a soft life, even though white women are still being abused by males under the patriarchy, and always have been abused, just like all of us, because again, women couldn't have a bank account until 1974, and marriage is indentured servitude for women. So white women still were getting raped, and their fathers were still selling them and marrying them at 12, 13 years of age. They're still women and still get treated as such. However, they still have been coddled
where black women have been treated since the day they're born like they're supposed to protect, provide, work. The weight of the world has always been on black women's shoulders. White women and black men are both coddled. Yes.
And where's the lie? Where? Uh, I want to ask y'all. Did she lie? Uh, I'm, I want the I want the
You know why that is?
My bad. I want the audience to ask this question. Where was the lie? I didn't see no lies being told. I mean, I did. And then, you know, at the at the end, you know, when it comes to, you know, white women speaking out and telling the truth, you know, again, you know, they if you're not down with what the toxic men are doing, then yeah, they gonna label you as a misandrist. Because again, that's what toxic men do. That's exactly what they do. Think about the fresh and fit. And think about fresh and fit and all of these red pills. What do they have in common? They like to put women against each other. And they, and the toxic men are the ones who win at the end of the day. They win at the end of the day because women fell into the trap. Women fell into the trap that, oh, you know, that oh, they're better than the other woman and this and that and the third. And I'm going to say this because at the end of the day, it needs to be said. Black women, white women, Asian women, Hispanic women, Indian women, you all are being played by toxic men and you all don't even realize it. And as soon as that toxic man gets you, you know, get you alone, separate you from your friends and family, that's when the abuse, that right there is when the abuse starts. Because now they got you by yourself. And the thing is, you fail for the and that's the thing. Women who are, easily impressed by the toxic men, that's when you instantly fell into the trap that the toxic men are pulling. That's when it happens. And on the real, like I said, when that happens, then comes the abuse. That's where the abuse comes from. And, and the thing of it is, yeah, I'm happy that the younger women are coming out and say that their mother, you know, um, their mothers were pygmies, and that they do not want to be like their mothers. All right, you have women who again you have mothers who didn't fall for the pick me trap. And if you're one of those mothers, I salute you for not falling for the pick me trap. And I will show videos about that on May 3rd. Because May 3rd, I'm thinking about bringing women on the channel who has a pick me mother, and and hear them out, because again, ladies, the road to a pick me is most definitely, if you have a pick me mother who puts the man before her children, yeah, and I believe that will be the conversation that will be had on May 3rd. And like I said, I'm gonna host it on my channel. If anybody wants to go ahead and hop and join the conversation on May 3rd about pick me, you're free to do so, and I will hold nothing against you. You have every right to speak out and everything. But yeah, back to the conversation at hand. Um, I believe that at the end of the day, conversations like this It needs to happen because the women who are being put against each other are not, because of the toxic men out here, are not only getting abused, but they're being unalive at record time. I've seen this, and black femicide is going up as we speak. There are stories of black women who went missing or who got unalived in a domestic violence situation. And understand this. The toxic men don't love you like that. They don't. They treat, I'm going to say this, the women, they treat the women who, who are fighting against the other woman, they treat them just as bad. The thing of it is, you will not hear it from them because they are afraid. Because again, they are either afraid or they like it. A woman who has self-esteem will not tolerate that. And if you're beautiful, you do not have to compare yourself to other races of women. I and beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Okay? And they and these toxic men will bully the men who like women who have, curves on them, you know, the tiny waist and the you know the backside and the thick thighs that comes with it. They bully those men. Why? Because they are nothing like the toxic men. And and to the women out there, I need y'all to understand this. Okay? Because th- because this right here is very, very important. A man who loves you wouldn't compare you to other races of women. And that is facts. They will not compare you to other races of women. All right? And yeah, there are full-figured women out here who work out and everything else. There are women who do at-home workouts, and there are women who work out at the park. They don't necessarily have to be in the gym. That's what these toxic men do not realize. And again, when it comes down to it, it's the women who play the game of, oh, I'm better than this woman. I'm not like other girls. It's those who lose at the end. Because if they have self esteem, they wouldn't be playing these games. that the toxic men are doing. They wouldn't be doing that. Again, it's the low self-esteem within the women. Think about you. You lower the self-esteem of a what? Of a woman, then that's when you have her. And that's when the woman will succumb to anything. And I mean anything. What's going on, Cyber Dreams? How you doing? Yep, that's 100% facts. That's 100% facts, Cyber Dreams. How you doing, Victorious One? Welcome to the live stream. But yeah, at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, the women who fall for the trick, well, the Jedi mind trick that the toxic men is doing, they will lose at the end of the day. They just don't know it. Being separated from your family is not something to be proud of. It's not. Because at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, it's not going to look good for you. The abuse you will suffer, the neglect, and not only that, but the man wants you to raise the children. I thought the father and the mother supposed to be in the child's life, not just the mother. So already she's a single mother. The only difference is that she is a married single mother. And that's the thing that the women who played this, I'm better than this woman. I'm not like other girls. You know, what they are doing is setting themselves up for failure. All to have a man. Not only that, but a toxic man at that. True, so yeah. Definitely and sign definitely insightful, Alexander coming for this carrying for children is hard work. Yes it is. Yes it is, Victorious One. It is. Here's the thing, the toxic men, they want to go ahead and do what they want to do. But they expect the woman to accept the cheating, her raising the kids by herself, and just taking the abuse. That's the thing about it. And the fact that you have women who can't see that, but you have one group who can't see that, and you have another one that can see that. And here's the thing. Some the women who I'm gonna say this. Here's the thing. The women who get with men who are not toxic, but they still masculine, but they show healthy masculinity. Those are the women who are winning. The women who are playing these games with the toxic men, they're the ones who lose. They are the ones who losing at the end of the day. A man who has healthy masculinity wouldn't be abusing his wife or girlfriend. That's number one. Number two, he wouldn't be saying, "Oh, I'm superior to you." Number three, he wouldn't be cheating. Number four, he wouldn't be pressuring you into doing different stuff. Infidelity is abuse, manipulation to betray your partner. Yep, that is true. That is true. And the thing of it is that the new generation of women are not going to, accept being cheated on. That's the thing. And yep, victorious one, healthy masculinity is the goal. It is. And like I said, here's the thing. The people, men like the men on Fresh and Fit and all these red pill um channels, they're not showing healthy masculinity. They're showing disdain for women. And the thing of it is that you have women who falls for the trap. And the thing of it is that you legitimately have women who lose their lives, or they lose themselves over pleasing a man who is toxic. Yes. Make sure to share the live, everyone, because again, here's the thing. When you deal with a man who have this mindset that, oh, he's above you and everything else, that's when he'll start changing you. If you're a fun loving person, and you always hang out with your friends and family, he will try to tell you to not hang out with your friends and not hang out with your family. That right there is what the mindset of the toxic man is. That is indeed the mindset of, yes, victorious one, they will dim your glorious light. Yes, indeed, they will do that. They will do that. And sure enough, they will eventually turn you into a person that you do not want to be. And like I said, there are men on YouTube who point this out. And you know, they're being called a simp or anything else. And that's the thing about it. The videos I showed to y'all today, my fact, shout out to Miss Chris K for pointing the truth out. Alexander, hey, you're welcome. I'm just here, waking people up, you know. And yeah, at the at the end of the day, the ones who win at the end of the day is the men who are toxic. That's the thing. That's the thing of them all. They want women to compete for the toxic man, but then they'll go after a man who has good character and healthy masculinity and tell them that, oh, you're a simp and all that stuff. And then that's how the man with healthy masculinity gets ignored. Because when you have toxic men putting women against each other, and then you have the woman, and then you have the women who is looking for healthy masculinity, and they see a man with healthy masculinity that doesn't show the red flags or anything. Again, the toxic man will say, oh, that woman chose a simp. And to all the women that will be watching the channel, I see the game that these dudes are playing on. I see it. Think about it. The video I showed you, well, the video that I uploaded on YouTube, where there was a white woman who was talking about the black woman who was unalive by her boyfriend and her boyfriend's friend. Those are signs of toxic masculinity. Those right there are the signs. The signs are there. Women who want to play this, who want to play the game, just to go ahead and get attention from toxic men, like the men are fresh and fit and all them, they're the ones who lose. I'm sorry, but facts are the facts. They're the ones who lose at the end of the day. Getting with a toxic man, it's not flex. I'm sorry to tell you, it's not. It really isn't. A man that will keep you away from your friends, your family, that's not winning. I don't know who told, I don't know who told y'all this, but that's not winning. Sure, he has money, but his character is shitty. Let's let's put it out there. His character is shit. Right? It is. Yeah, you will have men with money who have good masculinity. They're out there. The thing of it is that you now have toxic men who speak, who think they speak for, for all the millionaires when clearly they do not. And women go ahead and believe it. Next thing you know, something happens to her. Next thing you know, if she's a white woman and all of a sudden it didn't work out with a toxic black man and she is left with a biracial child that he doesn't come and see, that's when she loses. Because a toxic man will be doing what he wants to do. Cheating on you with other women. Let's face it. And then he will think that he's above you. Ooh, and next thing you know, the women who listen to toxic men will be saying they will save her husband before the children. And I've seen this clip before. I've seen a clip of a woman saying that. So she will let her kids drown, but she will save her husband. That is sad. It really is. And I know what everyone is thinking. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because at the end of the day, it's true. It's true. If it wasn't, then black femicide wouldn't be as high as it is today. If it wasn't, then the children would come first. That's the thing about it. And the sad part about it is that the women who listen to toxic men, They would put their children to the side in a heartbeat for a man. And and that right there is the sad part, because then they talk about what. Here's the thing: they talk about single mothers are making are bad because the children does crime and will do crimes and stuff. What about the children that have been neglected by both parents? What about them? Oh, they're going to pretend like that never happens. And the women fall for it. Not all of them, but the ones who are desperate to have a male, they fall for it. They fall for it. But then, you know, they see a man, but then it's like the toxic man and the women who listen to them sees a woman with a man who shows healthy masculinity, who spends time with the kids. And I think it's time to promote um, women having their own businesses. I think somewhere maybe in June, I'm thinking about promoting women who are making the money, you know, either by women's sports, especially wrestling, um, or who have their own businesses. Yeah, but that will happen sometime in June. I'm sorry I keep going off topic, but yeah, a man who is a man who has healthy masculinity won't be putting women against each other. Um, yeah, victorious one. I'm gonna do the promoting of women who are making money on maybe it's going to be on a Saturday in June. But yeah, guys, I have another video of them. I have two more videos to show you guys. And it's a woman who is saying some of the stuff that I'm saying. And here we go.
I actually used to think that my ex had crazy exes till I realized it was him creating the competition. Narcissists don't just manipulate, they weaponize misogyny to turn women against each other. Now, I didn't realize it at the time, but my ex weaponized misogyny to turn me against his ex. It started with small things and then began to snowball. He was calling her crazy, comparing me to her. He would bring her up at really random times and times that he did not need to be bringing her up, and I would snap at him. And it led me into an obsession over her because clearly he wasn't over her, or why would he be talking about her all the time? It got so bad that I actually thought that I had OCD, and I've never struggled with OCD in my life until this relationship because my obsession and my insecurities got so bad. But it was actually strategically making me obsess over him and fighting and competition for him because that's where he gets his power. He can't get his power from just being him. He needs to put you in competition with another woman because that is what gives him his power. Women always hold the power, not men. That's why he needs another woman as an energy source to fuel my interest in him. Now, over time, this was chipping away at my confidence, and he began cheating online as well. Every time another woman came into our vicinity, he always had something to comment, and it felt like he was like overcompensating for something. It's like I was fighting for his attention with these other women. I had to fight for his attention and basic respect. He used this to create jealousy and insecurity in me just to feed his own ego. But the truth is that this was all a distraction. It was a way for him to overcompensate for his own insecurities, in particular, his sexuality. The more he over-sexualized other women and created tension, it became more clear that he wasn't just manipulating me, he was overcompensating for his own struggles with his own identity. Narcissists like him project their issues onto others, using misogyny and manipulation as a cover for their own internal battles. Often, this behavior is rooted in their own discomfort or confusion about their own sexuality. Do not fall for the trap. When someone tries to play on your insecurities and pin you against others, it's not about you. It's about their need for control and overcompensate for their own self-doubt.
What she was saying is true. Is she was saying some true stuff. That's the thing. That's what the red pillars are doing now.
Actually used to think that my
That is what the red pillars are doing right now. As we speak, putting black women against white women, putting white women against the Asian women, putting Asian women against the Hispanic women, putting the Hispanic women against the Indian women, putting all races of women against the Pacific Islanders. Here's the thing, to the people in Samoa, I respect y'all. I really do. And the ladies who are from the Pacific Islands, I want y'all to understand there are toxic men out here who are putting every race of woman, including you all, against each other. Even women across the seas. They're the toxic men in the US is putting you against the women in the U.S. And I'm gonna say this to all races of women. These toxic men, all they want is power and control. That's all they want. That's all they want. All they want is power and control. That's it. To prove that they're masculine. Oh, I'm a masculine man. I demand submission and all that. Bro, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm like, bro, are you sure you're masculine? Because you sound like a petulant child. And you sound like an entitled child also. Men have to improve their communication skills and reduce their egos and treat women they encounter with respect. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I agree. And the main thing of it is that yeah, they state that they're masculine, but when you have to put women down or put women against each other, that is when I question if you're masculine enough. I mean, like, if you're masculine, if you really are you showing healthy masculinity or are you showing the toxic side of masculinity? And the healthy side of masculinity is way different. And I mean, it is way different than the toxic masculinity. Strangulation is abuse. Yes, indeed. Yes, it is. Dehumanization and demoralizing women is abuse. Yes, it is. And I have a few more videos to. I have a few more videos to show you. Another one is a man who also explains this. Yes, it is. Healthy masculinity is the goal. Now I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna show y'all this video. We're almost done with the video sharing. Go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and share it now and let them talk. Here we go. Hang on, guys. Never trust a man that compares you to other women. He's trying to create fear of losing him. He wants you to feel like you have to prove yourself to him so he can manipulate you into doing what he wants you to do. He is trying to make you feel inadequate. He's pretty much trying to hurt your feelings. He's trying to make you feel guilty for not doing what he wants you to do. He wants you to chase his unrealistic expectations so that you can show that you are better than the other woman that he's comparing you to. He is using rejection
to control you. He is going to exaggerate the greatness of the woman that he's comparing you to. He is going to belittle you in a condescending manner to make it appear as if the woman that he's comparing you to is way better than you. He doesn't love himself and he doesn't love you. Never trust a man that compares you to other.
Another person who is speaking the truth. And at the the thing of it is, he's not lying. He's not lying at all. He really isn't. Definitely. Because yeah, he's speaking truth. He is, most definitely. And now I'm gonna have another woman, explain to women out here. And yes, I saw another video, and like I said, I'm gonna let and the thing of it is that I'm seeing it too. That's the thing. I'm also seeing this. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and show this video real quick.
Some men love to pit two women against each other and stir up drama. Picture this. I was out one night with my girlfriend, my good girlfriend. She and I are tight. She is there for me when nobody else is there for me. I'm sure you guys have friends like that. You may have one or two that when life is kicking your ass, they right there helping you fight those battles. Well, she and I were out, and she had been dealing with this guy for a few months. And so they had a falling out. And so when we walked into the place, we saw him, but they weren't really on speaking terms. He looked at her, she looked at him. They didn't exchange any salutations. So we sat down, got ready to have our good time. And we were there for, I would say, about 30, 40 minutes. So he had an opportunity to approach her or to just come by and say hi to her, but he didn't do it. And so we just act like he wasn't there. We ignored his ass. And then she got up and said she had to go to the bathroom. So when she got up to go to the bathroom, I continued to sip on my, my martini and mind my business. Well, this joker decided to come over to me and ask me to dance. Yeah, asked me to dance. I had a moment where I had to contain myself, but I said what I had to say so he could feel my energy. And I said to him, wait for it. I said, hold up. So you mean to tell me you saw my girl? We in here. You didn't speak to her, but you're in my face asking me to dance. I said, if you don't get your happy ass on and go sit down somewhere, I said, I don't play that about my friends. I said, that girl is like a sister to me. I said, you're not going to try to disrespect me, disrespect her by trying to involve me in some drama. So he looked taken aback, and then he was like, I apologize. Some of these men are just messy. I mean, you can't tell some of these men from females. Like with girls, we know girls keep up shit and that can keep up mess. But when you see men acting like females, I mean, you know, we in last days, got to be. Jesus got to be about to come back because I swear some of these men are straight recalls. He wanted her to feel devalued. He wanted to crush her self-worth by using me. It can look different In other situations, if you're in a romantic situation, sometimes guys will try to pit you against an ex, try to pit you against another woman, and try to make you feel jealous, to stir up drama. These are the types of men who are dealing in feminine energy. Real men don't behave like that. Real men try to de-escalate situations. They try to build you up as a woman. They pour into you. They tell you that you're the baddest. They they support you in your endeavors. They don't make you feel like you got to compete with anyone. It's so important that you know who you are, that you validate yourself every single day, that you don't look for validation outside of yourself, and especially not looking for a man to tell you who you are. You got to know that for yourself. You got to know that you deserve respect, that you are worthy of all good and great things, that you don't have to settle. So for men that are out there that are those kinds of men that follow me, that's what's up. If there's a story that you would like to share about a time that a man has tried to pit you against someone, some people call it triangulation, share it in the comments. And as always, think about sharing these videos with others that you feel could benefit from this information. As always, kings and queens, go about your day, make it a great one. And if you're not following, consider following Planted Speaks. Peace.
And a shout out to her, you know. And once again, she's a. You know, and again, you heard another woman who is saying this too. And I think those who and I think those who do this is is number. I think men who put women against each other, all they want to do is tear the woman down. That's what all the videos are talking about. All the videos I showed y'all today is pretty much people speaking out against the toxic men. Thank you. Uh, I'm going to play. I have three more videos to show y'all, and after that, I will be saying my final thoughts for today. Um, and you know, like I said, um, at the end of the day, um, women, it's time to stop falling for the trap. Narcissistic men are just that, narcissists. If you're a woman and you're this, and after I end the live stream, you're watching it, I want you to hear the message. Hear the message from the people. Hear the message from me and the people that were in the videos that I showed today. But yeah, let's hear another one. And this one comes from a black woman. You know, shout out to the black women content creators that comes out here and tells the truth about, you know, toxic men and toxic being in toxic relationships. Shout out to them. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and play this video right here. Here we go. And three, and I'm going to be quiet while she speaks. In three, two, one. Men play women against each other like how we fall rated for it. That is so true. 'Cause let me tell you, before I even met that young lady, he had to told me all these stories about her, how she had to put him out, had to did him wrong, and you know, I'm sitting here thinking like, oh, that was, initially when you meet a guy, you know what I'm saying, and you listen to it, he was so good at lying. He had done exaggerated everything that this young lady had did. Now he didn't throw in there that, if you mess around with somebody in the bed that you share with this woman and she in the hospital giving birth to your child. First and foremost, a woman will never forget how you treated them when she was pregnant, when she was giving birth to y'all child. I'm just going to say that. Second, his family was talking about her in a negative light, and that should have raised like a red flag within myself, but it didn't because they portrayed themselves as church going people. However, when I got to meet this young lady, and we met up at the park that day. I had some, apprehension because I didn't know what type of person she was. So, when he took his son off and we were sitting on the bench and we was talking, I started listening to her, and she was asking about me because she wanted to know was I the woman that, was in the bed. And I was like, I had no idea. So that's when, she was kind of feeling me out. And then I felt like at that moment, that's when she kind of just looked off, and she just started talking, and that's where I was like, I was really trying to fill out an interview, like, okay, like, where you coming from with this? But I listened to her, and certain things started, you know, going off like, okay, so this man really told his family a bunch of lies. He didn't tell his family that he got put out because he was cheating. He had told them everything opposite and got them people just like her. When in reality, it was him that was doing all wrong. I later found out the hard way because the same thing happened to me. You know, he told them all the things that I was doing, but he wasn't telling them what he was doing. It caused, us to behave that way. So that's why I say they don't be lying. You gotta listen to them. Let me tell you, women again. And she wasn't lying. She definitely wasn't lying. And the fact that the woman that she met was, being put down by the family of the man that the woman in the video was with, it was, you know, it's like women fall for the trap every single time. They always do. And that's why, I want to send a shout out to the content creators. They're coming out here and telling the truth, the real truth about toxic men. And the truth has to be heard. It really does. I got two more videos that I want to show y'all. One is a man who is explaining, you know, the toxic men thing, and the other one is a biracial who who's who see, you know, the black men, again, not all of them, but most of them being put against it, well, I would say the toxic men who are black in our community is putting biracial women against black women. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show this video of a man who and a real, I believe a real masculine man will tell the truth about toxic men. That's what I believe. And what I'm going to show you right now is a man who is talking about just that. And here we go.
Sick man, you'll always be a failure. No matter how big of an achiever you are as a woman, he'll always find faults in you. Do you know why? It's not because you have those faults, it's because he expects you to serve his tiny, teeny ego. He wants you to stay at home. He wants you to forget about all the things you want to do and have done in the past. He wants you to completely ignore how worthy you are as a person and totally give up on your identity. Because in your fall lies his rise. How? By bringing you down as a successful woman, as an empathetic woman, he feels so good about himself. He thinks he is really, really powerful, which in reality he is not. To a narcissistic man, you
Only thing I have to say is, man, we had, I forgot how many videos I showed of people telling some real truths here, but dang. And it's like they always say, the truth shall set you free. Hey, how are you doing? Welcome to the live stream. But yeah, and here's what I'm seeing too. I'm seeing, you know, I'm seeing black men who are misogynistic putting black women and biracial women against each other. And that right there, I believe is a big problem. I might put the link down so if anyone have and wants to say anything about this conversation, they're free to come up if they want. I'm oh yeah, it is a busy Saturday. It is for me too. Yep, that is true. That is true as well. Victorious one. That is true. but I want to go ahead and I want to show you. Here's what I want. Here's what I want to do. I want to go ahead and I want to show you a biracial woman who talks about this too. And I do believe that it's important to hear the side of a biracial woman, because let's be honest, biracial women is being played by the toxic black men. They are. They are, and I do believe that they're starting to realize it. Well, I do believe that some of them are, most of them, you know, yeah, I don't know which percentage it is, but you know, the angry biracial, he's reaching out to everyone and talking about the issues that you know, biracial children have when it comes to, you know, black men and white women relationships. But yeah, how you doing, John? Nice to see you here today. Welcome to the live stream. Everyone, make sure to like the video on your way in. And as of right now, I'm going to let the biracial woman speak on colorism and futurism and everything. And here we go.
Racial people get it wrong is that we're so focused on self sometimes. Everything that we're feeling is true, it is real. But when you're having these conversations with Black women, our circumstances are nothing in comparison. So when we're complaining or we're saying like, well, I don't understand, and like, I've done this and I don't get why like this is bad, it's like, shut the fuck up. And that's what I'm learning. But I wanted to share it on a very public platform like this because I'm like, if I'm moving in the world like this, there's other people that are moving in the world like this, even with the purest intentions. Me and Drew were having a conversation and I was talking about doing a shoot and how I should do my hair because the brand that I'm working for, they have an audience that leans more towards white. Having this conversation with Drew, ignorant and like not mindful at all of like her walk. And I'm like, I don't know, like I feel like I need to dress and look a certain way for this job for them to like me or something. Me talking to a Black woman about how I'm switching over to appease another group of people for a job, and she's just like looking at me like, do you know who you're talking to now? Yeah, so it was a situation where, and I'm just reiterating really quick to make my point. Like, Jackie, there was a picture of her, she had hoop earrings on, she had a sweatshirt on, so it was like a little bit more like ethnically leaning. For those who are listening, I'm doing quotes on that because it's like, okay, what the fuck does that even mean? But like, and so she was like, well, I don't know, I didn't want them to submit that photo because the company is a little bit more white. And so it's like, should I have like hair straightened and like a little bit more buttoned up, whatever. And so she was asking me it, like, yes, ignorantly, because it's like, who are you talking to? She was genuinely like wanting advice though. And I was just like, well, I don't know if I'm the right person to ask. Like, maybe ask one of your other biracial friends or whatever who have that experience of that type of code switching. I see. Of how you should approach it. Because like you putting on a sweater and some earrings it's not going to change anything. Correct. I'm Black. Correct. 24/7, 365 days a year. You know what I mean? So it's like, regardless if someone's going to hire me, it's like, oh, because they're choosing to hire somebody who looks black, is black, whatever. Because like, I'll have a fro, I'm a dark skinned woman. I can't change it up. You know what I mean? Like, sure, I could put on a certain voice or wear like brighter colors to make whatever the white company feel comfortable, but I don't have experience being able to switch that up to make them like more comfortable with me or whatever. Yeah, where biracial people get into.
Now, I want to go ahead and say this. Yes, they are. Yes, they are, Victorious One. Yes, they are. Um, right now, I want to. I know. I want to say. Yeah, that is true. That is true. What I want to do, I did say I was gonna stop and put the link down so people will come up, but I want to show y'all a few extra videos. Now, this one is a biracial woman saying who wins when, you know, black men put, what they pit mixed black girls against other black girls. Uh, and I agree with this, with the biracial woman. That is a fight that serves no one but racism. I'm gonna let her explain it to everyone herself.
Who wins when we mix black girls against other black girls? If you guys like to there's a long traumatic history of black mixed women being used to silence and marginalize other black women, and that is painful and horrible. There's also a history of mixed black women using their proximity to whiteness to hurt other black women, and that they have to be held accountable for. But there's been this whole mess in my comments about why people like me, who are considered biracial and multi-ethnic, should not consider themselves black and should step out of this whole conversation. But why are people so insistent on making sure that I don't connect to my black heritage and other mixed kids don't connect to their black heritage in a way that changes society? When my black classmate invited me to a protest many years ago, it changed my life in so many ways because I was able to go back to my own community and challenge people who otherwise never would have looked at their own anti-blackness or considered the fact that we still have a long way to go. White supremacy is brilliant because one of the ways it works is it creates meaning out of differences. Playing up the differences in the black community and creating more division means there's less solidarity and there's less of a unified front against white supremacy. I have been super disappointed with mixed black girls in my life who have completely swallowed this and been like, yeah, we're not black, and have then spent their lives running after whatever white privilege offers them. At best, they do nothing and the status quo remains the same, but at worst, they're supporting racist partners, they're supporting racist structures, and they're unable to see the racism that runs all around us. And then there are the parents that are like, well, I want my kids to choose. If you look at America, the choice has already been made for you. The disproportionate outcomes we see in education and healthcare and in the justice system all fall along made up categories of race. And you have to learn how to deal with it and you have to learn how to fight against that. America is getting tanner by the year. There's all sorts of mixed babies popping up everywhere. Who does it benefit if they don't connect to their heritage and look at the way the entirety of their heritage has come together to create the system that we live in now? Anyone Harriet Tubman would have left behind on the plantation? I understand, don't argue with those people. You can't get them all. But there are people that are willing to not only be called out, but to be called in to greater solidarity and who want to work together as a community to make this place better for everybody. We could spend years arguing about who's black, who's not black, who's black enough, who's this, who's that. That's all a big waste of time. It doesn't teach mixed black people how to be accountable for their own privilege and how to use that to help people. And it further divides the community and nothing gets done. It also means we're letting mixed black people buy into the very premise of colorism and white supremacy, which says your proximity to whiteness is what makes you superior as a human being. Don't do it. What message does that send to white passing mixed kids too? Oh, you don't look the part, so you have nothing to give to making this place more just. When you look at my comment sections and all these other places where you see people fighting about what it means to be black and who gets to be black, just think about who wins when the black community gets splintered. I write more about this on Substack, and you can find that through the Instagram link on my bio. So, who wins when we pick?
And she's definitely not lying. I mean, and the thing of it is, you have black men who do this, who actually put mixed women against black women. You are actually seeing it in real time. And the thing of it is, if you go to the YouTube shorts, there is a black woman up, and that is, I apologize, but there is a black woman who has a message in there as well. And there is a video that I've seen, about, and well, I was sent this video by someone, and it has if you have heard of her name is her channel name is Love Jones. Well, this video also came from TikTok, and her YouTube name is The Lovely Jones. But I was sent this video last night. I was like, wait a minute. But Miss Jones she was only explaining about the disrespect that black men, most of them, have for black women. Yes, indeed. Share the life. Share this life, y'all. And we gonna hear from Miss Lovely Jones. And y'all, when I saw that video last night, I was like, dang, Miss Lovely Jones is not only intelligent, but she is beautiful in every way possible. And I'm like this. You know, I don't disrespect black women. I believe all women are beautiful, but when it comes to black women, it's like when black women walk into a room, it's like the attention is, you know, there are men who will pay close attention. And you have men who are shy, you know, because they do not want to get, you know, rejected or anything. Hmm. Then you have some who believes in those freaking stereotypes that black men put out there. And if there's a black man who's going to see this, if it doesn't apply to you, let it fly. You tell the women this, so maybe you should take your own advice. But yeah, we gonna hear from the beautiful Miss Love Jones. And I'm gonna let her speak in 3, 2, 1. For some reason, the video is not playing. I don't know what it is. I don't know why the video ain't playing. But yo, indeed, welcome to life. Thank you for supporting that. Yes, I want to thank people who are supporting this channel and who've been supporting the channel since day one. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and play the video. For some reason, they ain't letting me play the video. So, oh, there it is. Y'all care or this video would have never been made. Ain't defending nobody because white, black, Asian, etc. all look good. First of all, this video was a catalyst. The videos that I've seen about this particular subject was a catalyst for all of the disrespect that I've been seeing from black men on TikTok. That's who I was addressing. And I do care. That's why I said I'm tired of niggas embarrassing us. That's why I said, yo, it's treason. I do care about that. And I know that I have to stop because I can't control every black man in America. But at the end of the day, when y'all get on the internet and make it seem like y'all don't have women in y'all life that look just like me, that has taken care of y'all, that loved y'all when y'all didn't have shit, that helped y'all get a car loan, that helped y'all build y'all credit, that helped y'all cheat on a test at school, that helped you fill out a resume or an application. We literally help y'all all through and through. We've been here since the inception of this country. We've been here. So to continuously see this, it aggravates me. It's not just about the girl, and that's what I keep saying. It's not about the girl. I don't care. It could have been a girl named Samantha. It's not about her. I didn't even know who she was. I really didn't. I was talking about the blatant, the disrespect, like the oh this and that. Y'all just hate. If I made videos and y'all was in the comments and I was grinding and doing all of that, y'all and everybody was trashing me, basically saying, "Oh, I don't want to see that no more. We over it." Y'all would not be defending us like that. That's it. It's not about her. I don't care about her. I do care. It does bother me to a degree to get on this app and just see Black American men talking shit because it opens the door for a lot of other people to be blatantly disrespectful towards us. And then y'all saying, oh, angry, loud, this and that. At the end of the day, I'm not a monolith. I have a range of emotions. I'm passionate. I'm not angry. I'm not angry. If we talking regular, I'm not going to be like, yeah, I'm not. And at the end of the day, this is content. It is what it is. Spread love, spread the win. Now, what she said was true. What she said is true. When, because I'm seeing it too. And if I'm seeing it, that means that, yeah, it's actually happening. Again, Miss Love Jones, I mean, to the person who sent me this video, I guess they knew we were going to do the live stream. Uh, I guess they knew we were going to do the live stream today. But yeah, Miss Lovely Jones said what she said. She is she is absolutely right about this. She is absolutely right. Because I know I'm not the only one who is seeing what's going on. She sees it too. And I'm going to say this. As a man who loves black women and everything, I wouldn't be putting, any woman against other women, because at the end of the day, that's not the masculine thing to do. That is a sorry excuse to want to control women. And you know what? I like black women who have a high self-esteem about themselves. Okay, and I'm going to say this too, because I think, and like I said, you know, if Miss Love Jones sees this video and will see the live stream, I just I I just want her to know the haters are going to hate, because again, I ain't going again. She is beautiful, and she's intelligent, and I want and I want and I want here's what I want. I want black women to be intelligent. Yes, black women are beautiful, and but intelligence is the key. any toxic man who is saying, intelligence does nothing for a woman, then they are either stupid or they want you to be dumb because that's how they're able to get you. That is how they are able to get you. Simple as that. But yeah, people have been sending me these videos, and like I said, they found out that I was doing a live stream today, and about the topic, and they just want to you know and that's the thing about it. They want to lower women's self-esteem. That's why you seeing what you're seeing now. You're seeing men putting women against each other, this and that and the third. You're basically seeing that. And like I said, and people in the videos have said, the only person who wins in the end are the men who are putting you against other women. That's who wins. That is who wins. So, to the women of all races who will be watching the live stream, and yeah, so yeah, and everyone knows. And I just want every woman to know and get the truth about toxic men in real time. But yeah, if anybody wants to, you know, come on the panel before I end the live stream, the link is right here if you do. But yeah, at the end of the day, you know, when these men do what they do, when the toxic men put you against another woman, then okay, then yeah, that is what they want. They want you to lower your self-esteem. That's exactly what they want you to do. And when I think about it, when you know when they do this, and especially when black men, you know Is a toxic ones wants to put women against each other. What they want to do is make you feel bad about yourself. That's what they want. That's what they want. And as a man who shows healthy masculinity, I want to, I want to go ahead and give the women who see this and realize, who sees what's going on and realizing it, you know, I want to commend them. I want to commend them because now they're seeing what other women have been saying the whole time. And to the ladies out there, if you're in a relationship where the man is comparing you to another woman, leave that relationship. The money is not important to you. The money is not that important. If he's a man who has healthy masculinity, then 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 I will. Then I'm going to say this: he's he's one of the ones who shows healthy masculinity, and you want. But if you're with a toxic man, and he's putting you against the other women, and you have to go backwards and forwards and sideways to make yourself into what he wants you to be, then I'm sorry, but that's not a win. That's not flex at all. It's not, because you have women who are putting, who are with toxic men and everything else. And I'm just going to say this. At the end of the day, the game that toxic men play on is putting you against other women, even women overseas. They put the women in the States against the women overseas. And when they do that, they show women who are, who are not fully clothed. That's what they do. How you doing, Indiana Mob? I hope you're having a happy Saturday as well. Welcome to the live stream. And and for those who wants to come up and talk about this, the link is in the chat if you want to come up and talk about this. But yeah. Oh, and hang on. Because I have to leave soon. Um We are good that Shirley here today. Otherwise, always. Okay, that's what's up. But yeah, toxic relate. I'm going to say this because again, toxic relationships is going to be, and I know it's hard to get out of that toxic relationship. But here's the thing: the toxic man doesn't love you. He really doesn't. A man who is in his master, a man who doesn't put other women against you, a man who, will support you if you have dreams and goals, and even with the kids, you spend more time with the kids. And, I believe it was a couple of years ago where Alexis Ohanian, who is Serena Williams' husband, he said he support a bill, for the stay-at-home fathers who want to spend more time with their kids. And I know this, and I already know this. Life is gonna go viral and everything, but I also want to know if he sees this, that I'm with him on the bill that supports stay-at-home fathers who want to spend more time with the kids. I'm with him on that. And I was raised in a two-parent household, but here's the difference. My mom and dad both worked. My dad worked at the movie theater during the daytime, and my mother goes to work as a nurse during the night. Not one time, not one time did I see my father put down my mother or compare her to other women. Not once. Not once. And as I said, um, the link is in the chat if anyone wants to join the panel and say something about the topic and what happened, the videos that were posted, well, that was shown today. Again, I want to thank everyone who sent these videos to me. I wasn't expecting the video from Miss Love Jones to be in here. I was, well, the people went all out. That's all I have to say. They went all out. Mhm. But yeah, if the if anyone wants to join in the wants to hop on the panel, and you can also and if you have a husband who is not toxic and wants to say something, then he's free to come on too. You know, but yeah, the link is in the chat if anyone wants to come up and say something. But yeah, I want to go ahead and say this to the women out there who are seeing what other women have been saying this whole time. I, as a man of good character, salute you. Whether you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, his, Indian, or you're from the Polynesian culture. I salute you. And again, I believe that all women are beautiful. And I also say this because the video of Chris K saying what she was saying during the first half of this, black women, y'all gotta stop coddling black men. That has to end. And if you're a black woman who is not coddling black men, I salute you. I salute you. Real talk. And with that, yeah, if you like I said before, if anyone wants to come up and say something about the topic, um, and yeah, and yes, if you're married, to a man who has good character and has healthy masculinity, he's welcome to join in the conversation and everything else. The link is in the chat if y'all wanna if anyone wants to come on. But yeah, at the end of the day, I would say at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, uh, at the end of the day, what you heard from me today and in the videos, um, you, what the message is today is, yeah, toxic men are going to put you against each other. That's why Fresh and Fit exists. That's why the whole red pill exists. And only thing I have to say is that if he let if a man listens to Fresh and Fit and he starts cheating on his wife, on you, and comparing you to other women, that's when you have to leave the relationship. That's when you have to leave, because in these videos, they will tell you how the toxic man treats a woman. The whole message today was that toxic men will do anything to let you to lower your self-esteem. That's exactly what they will do. And you even had two guys telling you what's up as well. One black, and I do believe the other one, he may be Muslim, or he may be, I don't know, but he was telling the truth as well. And again, and like I said before, a man of good character who calls out the BS that the red pill dudes spew, they get labeled the simp. They really do. And you know what? As a man who truly cares about women, and as a man who supports healthy masculinity, and as a man who supports the men who are fighting back against the toxic rhetoric, I salute you. I really do. And again, I salute the women who are waking up and who are understanding what these toxic men are about. And for the women who are, waking up, I want you to continue on your journey. Continue on that journey. If you're in college, you know, and your boyfriend who is also in college is listening to any of the red pill stuff, you're gonna have to end that relationship. You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to, because at that point, he's gonna be showing you toxic masculinity. He's gonna be showing it to you. He's gonna be cheating on you, and he's gonna be comparing you to other women. That's exactly what he will do. That's exactly what he will do. But yeah, at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, to the women out there, you have you have to realize the red flags that that you know the toxic men show you. If he treats you wrong, it's not because he loves you. It's because he wants full control over you. That's what he wants. That's exactly what he wants. He wants full control over you. He wants you to dim your light, you know, um, and then when he has you right where he wants you, that's when the abuse starts. That's when he starts neglecting you and comparing you to other women. That was the message that I want to give to y'all today. And again, and again, to the people who sent me who sent those videos to me, including the one of the lovely Miss Love Jones, who also, explained, you know, why, she cares about black women being disrespected, as she should. Because, again, these toxic black men are out of control. And black women babying up black men was the worst mistake that has ever happened. And everyone, this is where I come to the end of the live stream. The link was in the chat, but I guess no one didn't want to come up and have the conversation today. You know, and I think I will be live on Monday. Yeah, because Monday I don't have to go to work, so yeah, I'll be doing a either a live stream or I'll be dropping 2 videos on Monday. It depends. But yeah, I want to say thank y'all for coming, and I hope y'all have the great rest of your Saturday. Make sure to like, comment, share the video, and also subscribe to the channel and make sure you're notified whenever I go live. I'm your host, Alexander Brandon, and until next time, love, peace, and happiness, and I'm out.